Israel. Who am I?
An Israelite.
Who am I?
An Israelite.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 107, verse 19. Then they cry unto the Lord in their trouble, and he saveth them out of their distresses. He sent his word and healed them and delivered them from their destructions.
Shabbat Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, give it all praises to the Most High Yah and His Son, Yahweh Shah bless, man. We come to you with another Sabbath class. And as you can see, the title read, Exploitation Within the Chosen Nation of pretty much the Most High Yah. This is a class that was inspired through the Spirit, man, of giving understanding to the chosen seed. Dealing with the format of, as you can see in the title, Exploitation Within the Chosen Nation of Yahweh. As you can continue to build in this truth, Israel, you see a lot of things. And a lot of times we go into the scriptures and we understand the curses are upon us. And we know a lot of these curses was varied and pushed upon us by the other nation. But today we're going to look in the format of exploitation within the nation. Exploitation within the nation of the Most High God chosen seed. That being said, let's go into the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 17 and verse 20. Being a chosen seed, understanding that we are chosen by the Most High, and being chosen is requirements and understanding. But just want to just bring understanding to the nation, man, to let them know, and just a reminder of how special we are in the Most High God's sight. Go ahead and read that out.
This is the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 17, verse 20. O Lord, there is none like thee, neither is there any God beside thee, according to all that we have heard with our ears.
Read on.
And what one nation in the earth is like thy people Israel?
So understand what one nation compared to the Most High God chosen seed, which is Israel, which is us, the so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native American. Read.
Whom God went to redeem to be his own people, to make thee a name of greatness and terribleness, by driving out nations from before thy people, whom thou hast redeemed out of Egypt.
Understand the Most High God brought us out with a mighty hand. Read on.
For thy people Israel,
okay,
didst thou make thine own people forever.
For how long?
Forever.
Read on.
And thou, Lord, becamest their God.
And the Most High God, the Most High Yahweh became our God. Now, that being said, we want to look into this concept. I'm going to just go give you a format of two things we're going to look into today: exploitation and usury. So you can make notes of that. We're going to look into the concept of that. Let's go ahead and start by going into the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 16. Every day, but definitely the Shabbat is a day that we should be growing closer and feeding our spirit with the words of the Almighty, growing closer to His understanding and His will for us.
That's right.
That being said, go ahead and read that right quick for me out.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths.
In the prophet Jeremiah is prophesying and addressing. He said, what stand there in the way? And ask for the old path. We want to get that understanding. Read on though.
Where is the good way? And walk therein. And ye shall find rest for your souls.
Understand that old path was the foundation when He gave His chosen seed, the laws, statutes, commandments. Read on.
But they say, we will not walk therein.
This is the spirit that our people was dealing with and still dealing with today. Read on.
Also, I set watchmen over you.
Hold up. He said what?
Watchmen over you.
Understand, the seers, the prophets, the watchmen, the apostles, all these individual men of the Most High that was inspired to do the will of the Heavenly Father and give understanding to His chosen people. But read on.
saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet.
Okay.
But they said, we will not hearken.
This is what we deal with day in and day out. The hearkening of the sounds of the trumpet is the Most High God words, as we try to edify and bring understanding to our people. But read on.
Therefore, hear, ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them.
This is what we have to realize. What is among us now? Dealing with the curses, dealing with the hard bondage, dealing with all the things that we deal with. The Most High God through the prophets is addressing. Take heed to what's going on around you now.
That's right.
As we continue to edify and build our people, we have to understand the element of foundation. When we read the intro to the class going into Psalms 107, verse 19 to 20. In our pretty much despair, in our affliction, the Most High God sent his words to heal us. This is what we have to realize. I'm going to jump into the New Testament. I know a lot of Christianity people like to deal with the new, but understand, even the new is something that's being justified. Give me Acts 15 and 1.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 15, verse 1. And certain men,
Okay.
which came down from Judea, taught the brethren, and said, except ye be circumcised.
Hold up. So understand, these certain men was Israelite that was teaching the brethren, and they said something. Read that part again. Except what?
Except ye be circumcised after the manner of Moses, ye cannot be saved.
So even in the New Testament is justifying that to be saved, the Israelite God-chosen nation had to be circumcised in the manner of Moses. What Moses, the books that he brought was the Torah, which we know were the law, statute, commandments was pretty much established here through Moses. So even in the New Testament, it speaks unless we be circumcised in the matter of Moses, which is the law, statute, and commandments, we cannot be saved.
That's right.
So this is what I want Israel to realize. As we continue to teach and edify, and I know sometimes brothers and sisters come into the truth, they want to know about the 7 seals. They want to know about the chariots. But guess what? Knowing about the chariots is not going to save your soul. Right. Knowing about the 7 seals is not going to lead you to salvation. So we have to, as we teach, we have to definitely teach out the Torah. We have to teach the foundation of the law, statutes, and commandments. Give me Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 33. And I know some of them classes, they very enjoyable, the chariots and all that, but at the same time, we must feed our spirit with the foundation that was only given to us, which is the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Read that right quick, guys.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 33. Wisdom resteth in the heart of him that hath understanding.
So when you think about it, a lot of times when you deal with our people, frustration and anger come from a person that don't have understanding. So it say wisdom lies in the heart, in the mind of an individual that have that understanding. But read on.
But that which is in the midst of fools is made known.
This is what we deal with right now with our people. We have no foundation of wisdom because we haven't really tapped into the source where wisdom comes from, which is the Most High Yah. But read on.
Righteousness exalteth a nation.
Okay.
But sin.
But what?
But sin is a reproach to any people. And
you know righteousness, you can look up Deuteronomy 6 and 25. What is righteousness? Operating and perfecting the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High God. You say doing this is going to exalt the nation. Doing this is going to build the nation. This is what we have to realize that we continue our walk. Our goal is to get in order with the Most High God. Right. That is our goal right now. That's what we should be seeking at. That's what we should be desiring day in and day out. Now, that being said, give me that in Leviticus chapter 18, and we'll start at verse 1. Because we got to be honest with ourselves. When you think about everything that we know now, who taught us? What nation of people taught us? So when you think about it, and I tell everybody to actually be able to embrace the truth, you have to accept that you've been taught nothing but lies.
That's right.
This is some of the things our people do not want to admit. You have to admit that, hey, I have been taught nothing but vanity, lies, deceitful things over here in this captivity. But guess what? the Most High God addressed this. Read this right quick.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel,
Okay.
and say unto them, I am the Lord your God.
Notice when you read the Bible, precept upon precept, it always give you straight and direct statements that was made from the Most High God. But Christianity, they bring it, well, they make it universal every time. But read on.
After the doings of the land of Egypt.
So this is being addressed. After the doings of the land of Egypt. Understand, Egypt means bondage. So when you look at it in the spiritual realm, we in Egypt today.
That's right.
So after the doing of the land of Egypt, you can say after the doing of the land of Canaanite, after the doing of the land of Babylonia, after the doing of the land of the daughter of Babylon, which is America. Let's see what the Most High God say. Read on.
Wherein ye dwelt.
Okay.
Shall ye not do?
Notice what it says. Shall ye not do? Read.
And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do.
Okay.
Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
Neither shall you walk in their ordinance. I'm going to just share this with you. When you look at the title of the class, Exploitation Within the Chosen Nation, who introduced us to exploitation? Boys, could you just give me the definition of exploitation right quick? Because I want to show you, and I want to make this class kind of solid and swift. Didn't want to get too deep with it, but I have my Willie Lynch book. Israel, I'm going to promise you, if you haven't read your Willie Lynch book yet, you need to read it. It actually, like I say, prophecy being fulfilled within that.
That's
what
right.
I'm going to show you. Read the definition of exploitation, bro.
Exploitation, the action or fact of treating someone unfairly in order to benefit from their work.
In order to benefit from their work. We just really just sum slavery up in a nutshell.
That's right.
Exploitation. But today we're not going to deal with Esau. We're going to deal with the man in the mirror. You might have heard back in the 80s, a man said that before. We're going to deal with our nation. Because guess what? When you look at the title of class, exploitation within us. We're doing it to ourselves now.
That's right.
Now, that being said, we should be walking in the ordinance. Read verse 4 out.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 4. Ye shall do my judgments.
Okay.
And keep mine ordinances to walk therein. I am the Lord your God.
Your God. So now we get into a point where we have to understand, dealing with the 5 categories of the laws, you have to really realize which one is done away with, which is the sacrificial law. What we're dealing with today is the moral law. Pretty much how should we be conducting ourselves amongst the brotherhood and the sisterhood. How we should be conducting ourselves amongst our people. So you think about the moral law. This goes into the concept, the commandments of the Most High God, it pretty much govern our behavior, how we should be acting and performing. Give me 1 John chapter 5 and verse 1. Because when you think about this, the only way we can recover from the hardship that we do towards each other, and the scripture going to bring it out. How can we recover from this? How can we recover from me envying my brother, me having a coveted spirit, me having an anger issue with my brother, me hating my own brother, my own sister? How can we recover? Read that right quick.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 1. Whosoever believeth that Jesus is the Christ is born of God. And everyone that loveth him that begot loveth him also that is begotten of him.
So understand, if you believe what is written, because the Bible tells us the word became flesh. So if you believe in the Son, this is where you have to understand. If you love him, this is what you got to be doing, and this is what you have to understand. Read verse 2.
By this we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and keep his commandments.
This is the only way we're going to recover from the hardship that we put upon ourselves. We have to love the Most High. And in the process of loving the Most High and his Son, we have to be operating in the commandments.
That's right.
Finish. Right. So that being said, how we gonna recover? We have to come back to the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High God. So when you're dealing with your prophets, when you're dealing with the men that's supposed to be teaching, they have to be dealing with the Torah. They have to, like I said, it's okay every now and then to go here and there and do something about chariots and whatnot, but you gotta be feeding the congregation the foundation of the laws.
That's right.
So that being said, give me Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 15. Because I can only speak for myself. When I was in the world and I was in Christianity, other than thou shalt not kill and steal, I think Esau made sure they taught us that one. Hold up, man, make sure them niggas don't try to kill us and make sure they don't steal back the stuff we stole for them. So make sure you teach those. Thou shalt not kill and thou shalt not steal. That's the only one I remember in Christianity. But the Most High God, he said he turned the table, because now when you read what Jeremiah spoke on, this is what he said. Go ahead, huh?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, and verse 15. And I will give you pastors.
Okay.
According to mine heart.
Which is your mind, read, according to his mind, read.
Which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Feed you with knowledge and understanding. Understand when you go Malachi 2 and 7, we know knowledge is the laws of the Most High God. When you understand that, you realize a lot of these churches not teaching the knowledge. So they do not have the understanding. So when you think about this, Israel, build it up to the understanding of what's going on. Give me Romans chapter 15 and verse 1 through 3. This is what we have to understand. And I'm going to go into this understanding because as you come into this walk, you're excited about being an Israelite. You're excited about doing the work for the Most High God. And then you deal with the multitude. And when I say the multitude, I'm talking about the brothers and sisters in fringes.
That's right.
The first couple weeks be, oh man, beautiful. But then it's like some crack in the wall. Like, whoa, wait a minute. It's not that glamorous. What's going on? I'm going to show you something. Read that right quick, huh?
This is the book of Romans, chapter 15, starting at verse 1. We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak.
Now, understand that ought is a very strong word in that precept. Read that again. I want to make sure we're clear on this.
We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak.
Read on.
And not to please ourselves.
This is the spirit of the Most High. This is the spirit of his Son. When we walk in the spirit, we understand. Some of our people haven't woken up yet. Some of our people is still struggling with the rudiments and I'm going to say the curves of this world.
That's right.
But the one that has actually came into the truth, repented, and actually followed the law, statute, commandments, we have to bear the infirmities of the weak. We have to continue to push forward. But at the same time, we're going to get to what's going on. Read on.
Let every one of us please his neighbor.
This is where, and I ain't going to lie to you, in Christianity, they ran with this. That's why you have Christianity helping the homosexuals. They supporting interracial marriage because they want to make sure they pleasing their neighbor. But I'm going to show you something in a minute. Read on.
For his good to edification.
Now we know in Christianity we didn't know what was good. The law, statute, commandments is what's good and just. Right. But at the same time, we pushing the envelope with this because we're trying to be a good Christian. Right. We helping everybody. Read on.
For even Christ pleased not himself.
Okay.
But as it is written, the reproaches of them that reproach thee fell on me.
This is what we have to understand. As we continue this walking road, we have to endure. A lot of our people's not going to walk in the right spirit. And I'm talking about, and I heard a man say this before, I'm talking about Negroes and fringes. That's right. Because I know a lot of times coming to this walk, and this class here is for the edification and to encourage the ones to stay strong. Because in the process of the strong carrying the infirmities of the weak, we have to really understand something. Give me 1 John chapter 4 and verse 1 right quick. Because as we continue to build And like I said, months go by, a year go by, things that was smooth start getting heavy on you. People start weighing on you. I know I ain't just talking to myself. People start weighing on you in a different format.
That's right.
And you like, man, well, I'm trying to keep that precept. I gotta be there for my brother, for my sister, but I'm gonna show you what the Bible say. Read this right we got.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 4, and verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit.
Read that part again.
Beloved, believe not every spirit.
So through the scriptures telling us, even though some of our people say they in the truth, some of our people weren't friends and weren't interested, they doing what the scriptures say according to the dress code. But what does the Bible say? Beloved, what?
Believe not every spirit. But try the spirit.
But do what?
But try the spirit.
The Most High God is addressing. We must try the spirit. I greet brothers with the Holy Kids day in and day out. But at the same time, the Most High God say, hey, don't fall for that smile. Don't fall for that strong handshake. He say what?
But try the spirit.
Okay.
Whether they are of God.
Okay.
Because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
This is what we have to understand as we continue to build. When you look at our nation, and we're talking about exploitation within the chosen nation, I'm going to just be honest with you. When you think about it, some of these spirits, what the Bible say was made crooked can't be made straight.
That's right.
Some of these spirits that are here to pull you out the truth. Now, it'll be easy to add a little tag on their ear. We know who they are. But we don't. We don't know. It's a campaign going on. You know anything about a campaign? The campaign look good.
Right.
But 4 months after they win the election, what happened? You see the true color. They in the office now. So what we have to realize, try the spirit by the spirit. Whether they're of God or they of this world. I'm going to show you something. And I'm building up the understanding of this exploitation, how it's coming about. Give me Romans 9:6.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 6. Not as though the word of God had taken none effect.
This is what Israel has to realize. We all from the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But read that part again out.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 6. Not as though the word of God had taken none effect.
Because this is what manifests us towards righteousness. The word of God have to be a living testimony to our life.
That's right.
Some of our people are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but the words of the Most High God have not taken effect on him at all. Read on.
For they are not all Israel,
Okay.
which are of Israel.
This is what we have to realize. As we continue this journey, this is where the element of what's going on with us in our nation that we have to understand, and we have to try the spirit by the spirit, which we know what is the spirit is the law, statutes, commandments. Because all Israel is not Israel.
That's right.
Zechariah, boys, give me Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. Because one thing about it, and like I said, I'm like Paul, I dare not count myself as a number. You know what I'm saying? At any time, I can be taken out or fall off this truth. So the thing is, we got to hold on and keep, what it say, he didn't endure to the end. But watch this, read this right quick, folks.
Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land,
read,
saith the Lord, 2 parts therein.
This is talking about the nation of Israel. 2 parts therein. Pretty much this is 2/3 of Israel. Read.
Shall be cut off.
Shall be what?
Cut off.
Now this is what I want Israel to think about. When you look at the understanding of this precept, this is what makes this precept so crucial. We don't know who the 2/3 are. But the Bible says 2/3 of Israel shall be cut off. Read on.
And die.
And what?
Die.
Read on.
But the third,
that 1/3, read,
shall be left therein.
Okay.
And I will bring the third part through the fire.
Okay.
And will refine them as silver is refined.
That 1/3 is that 1/3 is going to come back and hearken to the words of the Most High God. He's going to put on the whole armor. He's not just going to put on what he like to do. Because you're going to get some brothers and so they just like feast days.
That's
you
right.
see them every feast day. You You're going to have some, they only going to do the Shabbat and that's it.
That's right. Yep.
But at the same time, the one that's going to pretty much wholeheartedly follow the will of the Father, this is what's going to happen. He's going to refine us. He's going to pretty much prove us and make pretty much what he say. He's going to make man more precious than gold. But read on.
And will try them as gold is tried.
Notice what he say, and will try them as gold is tried. That's why I say a lot of times in this walk, we have to realize some of the people that's going to try you are going to be these people that's sitting right beside you.
That's right.
Some people that you speak to every day is going to try you. Read on.
They shall call on my name,
okay,
and I will hear them. Mm-hmm. I will say, it is my people.
Okay.
And they shall say, the Lord is my God.
This is what we hoping for. This is what we aiming for. So when you think about this, I want to bring something to your understanding. Knowing that the 2/3 and the 1/3 right now, we all, quote unquote, fighting and seeking that, what they say, that 1 penny for the kingdom. We have in our nation, everybody's not going to make it. We understand that. And I'm going to just share this with you. It's all about fighting. It's all about enduring to the end. But when you think about it, some of our people is not willing to build, and some of our people not willing to help. Now, the thing, what we have to do is operate in that right spirit. I'm going to show you. Give me that in Colossians chapter 3 and verse 23. Because I tell people all the time, you come to the truth. When you look at, no matter who you was watching, no matter who you was talking to, we all unprofitable vessels. That's right. We just messengers. We just are pretty much a peon in the sight of the Lord, trying to please him and do his will. Now, that being said, when I say some people's not willing to try, some people are not willing to build, we just got to keep exhorting them. But at the same time, I want you to understand, as we exhort and as we build, this is what you have to understand. What is our comfort? The scriptures. Watch this. Read this right quick, God.
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3, and verse 23.
Uh-huh.
And whatsoever ye do,
okay,
do it heartily.
Do it what?
Do it heartily.
Do it to the best of your ability, read.
As to the Lord.
As to the who?
As to the Lord.
This is what we have to understand. Read on.
And not unto men.
When we operate in the spirit, we have to understand, and it's a mindset that you have to understand what you're doing. You're not doing it to glorify, to get privilege or praises for men. You have to understand what you're doing. You're doing it in the spirit of the Most High. You're doing what you've been called to do. So when you think of it on that format, and I'm trying to bring an understanding to you, working for the Lord, doing the work of the Father, give me Ecclesiastes 9 to 10 right quick. And I share this with you because a lot of time in this walk, some people won't help and won't build with you because they can't see past the flesh. That's right. They can't. It's like this. This brother might know. He might know ways to help me better myself as a person. But guess what? I can't see past the flesh. That's right. Oh man, that's Boaz. Man, Boaz ain't talking about nothing. Boaz can't help me with nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I know I talked to my brother Aaron the other day, and he edified me on some things of dealing with a car and bill of sale, and the brother was just dropping some heavy knowledge on me that I wasn't aware of. I had to go to the tax office. I got 10 days to get the title change and information. And after he got through talking, I said, brother, that's what the Bible say, earn, sharpen, earn. See, the thing is, when you think you're something, you're nothing. And if you think you're more than what you are, you deceive yourself. See, I might know some scriptures, but the knowledge this man had, it helped me in this kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So when I share with people, a lot of times people don't want to see the greatness in you. That's right. But guess what? Your greatness might not be my greatness. That's right. I might be a great fisherman. He might be a great sharecropper. He might be a great farmer. He gonna teach me so I can teach him something. But they cannot see Christ in us. That is the biggest issue. That's right. But watch this. Read this right quick, guys.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9 and verse 10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do.
Hold up, read that part again.
Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do.
Okay.
Do it with thy might.
Do it with thy what?
Do it with thy might.
Okay.
For there is no work, nor device,
Okay.
nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest.
This is what Israel have to understand. We need to stop playing games and get in the game.
That's right.
We sitting on our hands. We taking everything for granted. Most I bless you to have a talent. Talent you need to use it.
That's right.
Most I bless you to be able to see well or to do whatever you do well. Do it to the best of your ability. Do it to build your nation. Do it to help get us out of this captivity. This is what Israel failed to understand. And when you read that, I love King Solomon writing, the wisest king of them all, when he addressed the understanding and he tell us, read that verse again. I got to hear it again.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9 and verse 10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do,
Okay.
do it with thy might.
Put it into action. Read on.
For there is no work.
And this is what Solomon is addressing. Because if you're not making haste and you're playing around, he let you know. Read on.
Nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest.
Because death is a coming. This is what we have to realize. They even go into the concept of the man with 5 talents and the man that had one that hid his talent. This is what we have to realize. The Most High God is addressing. We have to get involved. We have to get in the game. But guess what? Some of us gonna choose not to. Some of us gonna choose to sit back. Give me that in Proverbs chapter 19 and we'll start at verse 15. Because when you think about what's happening, the Most High God speaks about having a slothful spirit, because a slothful spirit is actually sin, according to the scriptures.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 19 and verse 15. Slothfulness casteth into a deep sleep.
Okay, so understand, being slothful casts you into a deep sleep. Now watch this, read on.
And an idle soul shall suffer hunger.
Shall suffer what?
Shall suffer hunger.
Now this is what we have to realize. Dealing with building the nation. Dealing with what we just read about exploitation. This is what Israel do. Some of our people sit back knowing that you the best at what you do and they ride your coattail.
That's right.
I ain't gonna do it because I know I'm gonna get it done. Matter of fact, I'm gonna encourage him to take care of the business for both of us. This is the spirit that we learned from our oppressor. This is the spirit that Israel is doing we went from hard bondage, having it done from the other nation, to our people doing it to us now.
That's right.
I know Bo gonna pay for it. I'm gonna leave my wallet at the house. Oh, my little wallet, man. You got me right. I give it a number 12. Make it a shake too, Lord shake. Look, you order stuff that you wouldn't even order on your own money. But I'm sure they give you to understand it. This is what our people do. Read on, love.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 19, verse 15.
16.
Verse 16.
Uh-huh.
He that keepeth the commandment keepeth his own soul.
Read on.
But he that despiseth his ways shall die.
Shall what?
His ways shall die.
Because when you think about this, being slothful, sitting on your hands, is not of the Most High God. It was never put upon us to be beggars. It was never put upon us to be slothful in our walk. Now I'm going to show you something before we get to this precept. Give me Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 4 and 5.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, verse 4. He becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand.
That dealeth with a what?
That dealeth with a slack hand.
So through the scriptures telling us, dealing with a slack hand. This is what happened to a lot of time. When you look at what's going on, and I'm that individual, like I understand captivity, but when I look at our people, I look at the slothful spirit they have. I look at the situation, well, man, I'm from the hood, man, and they against us. You're against yourself because you're not keeping the commandments.
That's right.
You're not giving yourself a fighting chance.
That's right.
Read on up.
But the hand of the diligent.
But the hand of the one that's going to actually put on the whole armor of the Most High, going to follow each and every one of these commandments to the best of their ability, going to hearken to correction. Read on.
Make it rich.
Make it what?
Make it rich.
Read on.
He that gathereth in summer is a wise son.
Understand that summer just goes into understanding that the Ecclesiastes 3:1 is a time and a season for everything. Right. It's a time to sit back and it's a time to get up. It's a time to plant and it's time to harvest. This is the format of wisdom that the Most High God had presented to us, but we refuse to follow the commandments. But read on. Right.
But he that sleepeth in harvest is a son that causes shame. Which
cause destruction to your soul. Give me Psalm 90 and 17 right quick. Because think about it. To be dealing with exploitation of your own people, you got to be a sneaky, I would say a sneaky, conniving son of a gun.
That's right.
To be able to sit back, first off, we both in the hood. So, you know what I'm saying, we both kind of struggling. But I'm still going to find a way to take advantage of you so I can come up. And I ain't really trying to get you to come. I'm just trying to make sure I can come up off of you. This what goes on. I remember even back when the story about Robin Hood, at least he robbed the rich and gave to the poor. We robbed each other. Come on now, watch this. Read this right quick.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 90 and verse 17.
Okay.
And let the beauty of the Lord our God be upon us.
This is what we have to realize. Read.
And establish thou the work of our hands.
Establish the what?
Establish the work of our hands.
Okay.
Upon us.
Okay.
Yeah, the work of our hands, establish thou it.
Just over and over, the Most High God is telling us to get off our feet. Get on our feet. Take care of our business. Do what needs to be done. Because when you look at it, let's go ahead and go into Luke now, chapter 6 and verse 30. Slack hand is the problem with Israel. You wouldn't be trying to exploit nobody if you was about your business.
That's right. That's right.
And this is what's causing a problem, man. Israel, we envy and have a coveted spirit, but we choose to just run with this balance that we have, and we choose to find ways to take advantage of each other. Well, watch this right quick. Read that up.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 6, starting in verse 30. Give to every man that asketh of thee.
Okay.
And of him that taketh away thy goods, ask them not again.
Okay.
And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them likewise.
This is what we have to realize now. As we come into the understanding, what it says, through thy precept I get understanding. This is what we have to realize, Israel. As we continue this journey, this goes into the format of loving your enemy. And that's talking to the enemies of your nation.
That's right.
Because my thing is this, if you walk contrary to thus say the Lord, you are an enemy to the Most High Yahweh and His Son. So in the process of doing it, what verse you at now?
32.
Read on.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 32. For if ye love them which love you, what thank have ye? For sinners also love those that love them.
Now this is what we realize now, as we know what love is, because we know what love is, the fulfillment of the law. We have to understand, even in this hardship, even in the process of what we just read, give to every man that asks of thee, and of him that take away thy good, ask them not again. We have to understand some of our people they just, I hate to say it, but they just stuck on stupid. Can't get right. But this is what we have to understand. We still got to operate in a spirit of perfection, which is the law.
That's right.
Now, we'll read on verse
33.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if ye do good to them which do good to you, what thank have ye? For sinners also do even the same.
So we have to realize that even as things get hard on us, we go through things, and brothers, do things, sisters do things. We have to understand. We have to keep the faith, stay strong, to have the understanding of what's going on. We cannot faint and get weary in this walk.
That's right.
Read on.
Right. And if ye lend to them of whom ye hope to receive,
okay,
what thank have ye?
What?
What thank have ye?
Mm-hmm.
For sinners also lend to sinners.
Hold up. So you mean the weed man gonna lend money to the wino? Yes, they do. Read on.
To receive as much again.
But guess what? They gonna want their money. See, when we operate in the spirit, we have to realize the sermon of the spirit, trying the spirit by the spirit, we still gotta operate in the spirit. Now, we have to understand, precept upon precept, to kill this exploitation, to go into the format of walking in the spirit. Give me Sirach chapter 12 and verse 1. I think when I first came into the truth, this is one of the best precepts I could find right here. Because I was about to go broke in Christianity. From the pastors to feeding all the people in the world, I'm going to say. And when I say people in the world, I'm talking about truly in the world, of the world. This precept here was like music to my ears. Read this right quick, guys.
This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, starting in verse 12, verse 1. When thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it.
Okay.
So shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits.
Okay, so the Most High God is addressing when you do good, you should know who you're doing good to. Read on.
Do good to the godly man.
Hold on, read that again up.
Do good to the godly man.
Read.
And thou shalt find a recompense.
Mm-hmm.
And if not from him, yet from the Most High.
So according to the scripture, when we continue to do well and do good, we should be doing good toward the godly man. We should be doing good toward the godly woman, the one that is actually trying to keep the commandments of the Most High God. Now read on.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 3. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil.
Read that again, up.
There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil.
So how does it make sense to keep helping someone that keep burning you, that keep not paying you back, not keeping their word, not even trying to hear the words of the Most High God, but they want your money, but they need your help, they need a ride, but they're not hearkening to the Heavenly Father. Read on.
Nor to him that giveth no alms.
No alms, and I promise you, they in the world, they don't know nothing about alms. Read on.
Give to the godly man.
Read.
And help not a sinner.
See, now, I promise you never heard that in Christianity. Because in Christianity, they teach you what God loves the sinner. When I read that, I said, whoa, wait a minute. Give to the godly man and help not a sinner. Read on up.
Do well unto him that is lowly.
Okay.
But give not to the ungodly.
Now understand, do well to him that is lowly. Lowly is humble spirit. Lowly don't mean always they perfect, but they humble to correction.
That's right.
They hearken to the word. They might not be just the A1 person around. They might not be the best saint around, but they humble to the correction of the Most High God.
Bring it out.
Read on.
Hold back thy bread, and give it not unto him, lest he overmaster thee thereby.
Okay.
For else thou shalt receive twice as much evil.
Hold up, wait a minute. For thou shalt receive how much?
Twice as much evil.
Okay.
For all the good thou shalt have done unto him.
Because guess what? When you give money and food to someone that's a drug addict and they're a thief or a burglar, you just gave them more energy to what? Break into somebody else's house. You just gave them more energy to pretty much hurt their own people, man. Read on, huh?
For the Most High hated sinners.
Okay.
And will repay vengeance unto the ungodly.
Okay.
And keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment.
I want y'all to understand in verse 6, it said pretty much for the Most High hated sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly. This is what we have to realize. A lot of time in Israel, we want to repay we want to do the vengeance. But we know the Most High God say, vengeance is mine, thus saith the Lord. But we want to take it upon ourselves. And that's where we go into folliness, and that's where we go into mischief. Now give me 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 10. Because when they say do good to the godly man, this is what the godly man is going to understand. When they say do good to the godly man, this is what the godly man going to relate to. And I tell people all the time, in the world they say it like this: if you know better, you what?
You do better.
You do better, right?
That's right.
Now this is a thing that we have to realize dealing with within our nation, what we dealing with. But watch this, read this right, we got it.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 3 and verse 10. For even when we were with you,
Okay.
this we commanded you, that if any would not work,
Read.
neither should he eat.
Now this is what Paul was speaking about. This is that laboring in his truth. He was addressing to the brother, like, make it loud and clear. If they don't want to work, they don't need to eat. Now, this is the format of when I look at Israel, as we could continue to try to build and help our nation. What about the ones that refuse to build? What about the ones that refuse to help? How long should we keep helping them? I got to show you something. Even dealing with the sister, because I ain't gonna lie, in the truth, a lot of sisters run to everybody a virtuous woman now. I'm going to give you the format of a virtuous woman. They don't read past, they more precious than the rubies. After that precept, they don't read the rest. Give me Proverbs 31 and verse 12. Because somebody going to say, well, talk about the man. Man don't work. He don't eat. So it's like, hallelujah, thank Jesus. We got something for the sister too, because understand the Bible written in a manly form, but it's an understanding for the sisters too as well. Watch this. Being a virtuous woman. Let's read in that same chapter. Give me that out.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, starting at verse 12.
Okay.
She will do him good.
Okay.
And not evil all the days of her life.
So dealing with a virtuous woman, we know what is good, the perfection of the commandments. And not evil all the days of her life. Read on.
She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands.
Ooh, read that verse again. I don't think they read that, and I never seen this on the jacket, huh?
She seeketh wool and flax.
So she seeking, that means she putting forth effort. She actually putting work in. When you're seeking, you're actually moving forward, putting the action in. Wool and flax, and read.
And worketh willingly.
Hold on. Did it say forcefully?
And worketh willingly.
Willingly. This is what a virtuous woman want to do. She's working willingly, read.
With her hands.
Putting into action. She not sitting back. She's not trying to exploit nobody. She about her business. Read on.
She is like the merchant ships. Mm-hmm. She bringeth her food from afar.
Hold on. She bringeth what?
She bringeth her food from afar.
So guess what? She's providing. She's being that helpmeet that the Bible talks about.
That's right.
Read on.
She rises also while it is yet night.
Hold on. So even when night comes, she's still about the business. Read on.
And giveth meat.
Who? She giveth what?
And giveth meat.
Now they say take meat.
And giveth meat.
She giveth meat, read.
To her household.
She bringing something to the table. Read on.
And a portion to her maidens.
And even with her maidens, she's looking out for them too. So she's not just sitting on her hand, she actually helping them build. She actually helping them be involved and take her to business at hand. Read on.
She considered the field.
Hold on. So now when they say she considered the field, this is the format of what we look at today. She considered a trade. She considered a craftsmanship. Read.
She considered a field.
Okay.
And buyeth it.
And buying it, I mean, she invests in it. A sister might say, hey, man, I know how to sew. Or say, I know how to cook. So what they do, they improvise in it. They don't sit on it. Well, I know how to sew, but my mama sews, so I don't got to sew. Well, I mean, my daddy, he know how to cut yards and build houses, but I just get him to build me a house. I don't got to worry about it. Exploitation. Well, read on.
With the fruit of her hands.
With the well, read that, man. This must, I don't know. This must be blacked out in some of these books. Read that again.
With the fruit of her hands. She planted.
She what?
She planted.
No, she picked up the fork and just started eating.
She planted.
Read.
A vineyard.
So even the sisters got work to do. So when you walking in the spirit, this where we have to realize when you walking in the spirit. Give me Sirach 40 and 28 right now. So these are precepts that you won't hear at the Salvation Army. They're not gonna talk about the Blue Cross Blue Shield. They gonna talk about this. They're gonna talk about sow a seed, donate something. I seen a man on the corner the other day look healthier than me. Talking like, can't he borrow some money? I said, man, I don't even, where you stay here? How am I gonna get my money back? But anyway, I said, man, get your verbiage right. You ain't for to borrow no money, man. But go ahead and read this, because when you're walking in the spirit, how can we recover from exploitation of our nation? We got to come back to the commandments. How we do it, watch this. Read this right quick.
This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus. It's going to be in chapter 40, starting in verse 28. My son, lead not a beggar's life.
Read on.
For better it is to die.
Oh, wait a minute. Better it is to what?
For better it is to die than to beg.
Than to what?
Than to beg.
See, when you're walking in the spirit, this is what you have to understand. The Most High God said, man, he did not make his chosen seed to be operating in that spirit. That's right. He said it's better for you to die than to be begging. Because guess what? When you're a beggar, you can be controlled. Think about it. Most of the people that I've seen in this walk, and I'm saying in this life, I'm not in this truth walk, but in this life, before they started doing drugs, they was freeloading off the person that did drugs. Before they became a homosexual, they were taking money from the person that was a homosexual. What happened? When you're a beggar, what happened? First it started out, well, we just cool. I ain't even about that. Hey, man, I need to borrow $100. And what he do? He gonna give you the $100. Hey, man, I need $200. He gonna give you that. I need a place to stay. He gonna give you that. Man, I ain't, can I borrow your bed? And then that's where following this call come in. Because now it comes to a point where you have no foundation. And you in need. And we just read, lack hand, bring poverty. A lot of people in our nation, they in a situation that they in. I talked to a sister before, and she was in that LGBTQIZ, whatever they call it now. And she told me straight up, she said, can I talk to you? I said, what's up? She said, she had to look over her shoulder, and she said, I'm really not gay. I said, well, I know she gay, who you with, and I know. And she said, well, she take care of me. She got 2 children, said she take care of me. She bought me a car. I don't have to work. I said, but you're not gay. But the point is, she said, I know, but I don't want to work. I said, sis, you got to repent, come out of that. So, and I just want to give y'all a prime example why the Most High said, you cannot live a beggar life and be walking in the spirit. That's right. Read on, now.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 40, verse 29. The life of him that depended on another man's table.
Oh, another man's table, read.
Is not to be counted for a life.
Come on now.
For he polluted himself.
For he do what?
For he polluted himself.
What we just talked about, read.
With other men's meat.
Okay.
But a wise man, well nurtured.
Well nurtured means understanding the elements of how we should be walking in the spirit, read.
Will be aware thereof.
Come on now.
Begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless.
Of the what?
Of the shameless.
This is what I want to bring to Israel's attention. Building with brothers and building with sisters that refuse to build, how long do you keep them on? How long do you pull them? Because what happened is, it get grievous. Things get hard. That's why the Most High God addressed, we got to try the spirit by the spirit. Because when you look at it, read verse 30 again out.
Begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless.
When you think about some of our people, they shameless. How can you correct a shameless person? Say, man, you don't think you should be doing better, bro? Woo, you know, man, I ain't even tripping. Well, say, man, your church and they struggling, your wife, they be all right. Read verse 30 again.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 40 and verse 30. Begging is sweet in the mouth of the shameless.
Read on.
But in his belly there shall burn a fire.
This was happened to Israel, man. But in his belly they shall be pretty much what they say, grinding the teeth, hardship, all types of things that all people be dealing with.
That's right.
Going into that understanding. Give me now, because I'm going to show you something. Give me 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Nothing new up under the sun, Israel. We just got to hearken to the scriptures and learn and understand how we should be dealing with these things. Watch this. Read that up.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary...
Hold on. Shalaki. Give me, I'm going to skip that. Give me 1 Timothy 3 and 5. So we covered the understanding about man don't work, he don't eat. We covered the understanding how our sister should be operating in this walk. Now, this is where exploitation come into play. This is where the covenant spirit come into play, because they come into the truth. They're not doing it for the Most High God. They're doing it to be seen by men. They're doing it to be pleasers of men.
That's right.
And this what happened. Read this right quick up.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 3, and starting at verse 5. For if a man know not how to rule his own house,
okay,
how shall he take care of the church of God?
This is what we have to realize. The first foundation, and a brother or sister always come to me and they say, well, say, man, how can I help y'all? First thing of helping us, you got to help yourself. And this is what everybody have to understand. If you're not ruling your own household, how can you help the nation?
That's right.
Sister, you're not even cooking for your husband, or you're not even feeding your children. They eat McDonald's every day. How you want to be able to get your committee up at the school? Brothers, you're not even providing for your family. You're not even cutting your own grass. How you going to volunteer to cut the school grass? These things that we have to understand. You have to get yourself in order. Read that verse again now. Chapter 3 and verse 5 again.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 5. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God?
Now, when you think about it, in an inner vision, in that spirit, knowing that you're not, because what they say, you're really faking.
Right.
Your best show is when you're around your people, when you're in the congregation.
That's right.
But when you're at home, you're not supposed to do nothing. So really, who are you putting on the show for? It's not the Most High. It's for me. Mm-hmm. So that being said, give me Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 4. Because as we continue to build in the spirit, I'm going to share this with you, Israel. The more you have, the more you have to be mindful of. And I know when you come into the truth, you're excited, you want to help everybody, but Israel would drain you. They would drain you. And when you fall, and you're not around a strong team, they will, I'm telling you, it will be a lot of hardship for you. That's why we have to examine and try the spirit by the spirit. Why, the more you have, the Bible gonna speak about it. Read that right quick, huh?
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 19 and verse 4. Wealth maketh many friends.
Hold up. So the Bible addressing wealth make many friends. There's people that don't know you, or you don't even know, but if they are aware of what you have, boy, I tell you, you're gonna get the best handshake, you're gonna get the best smile, you're gonna get the best pat on the shoulder. Read that again up.
wealth maketh many friends.
Okay.
But the poor is separated from his neighbor.
But if you don't have that much, your phone not gonna ring that much. You don't have a car or crib or house, whatever, you might not get that phone call. Because when they call you, they say, oh, shit, I got to go pick him up. Look, slide the phone down. Oh, you can, no, man, I accidentally died. I wasn't trying to call you, bro. When you walking in that spirit, man, you got to understand what's going to happen. Give me Proverbs 14 and 20 right quick. The more you have, the mindful you got to be. And it shouldn't be like that with our nation, but at the same time, this is what you got to be mindful of.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 20. The poor is hated.
The poor is what?
The poor is hated, even of his own neighbor.
Okay.
But the rich has many friends.
But the rich have many friends. This what, and I think, you had a good mom and daddy tell you that all the time. Some people on their friends for occasion.
That's right.
Notice your phone ring a lot on Friday morning. Because they know you get paid.
Yeah.
Monday and Tuesday, the call is very thin, though. But then Friday is payday. Oh, yeah. They might pull up on you. I got it. Yeah, what's up, man? Now, that being said, you got something?
I'm finna capitalize on what Manal just said right there. I'll give me a Ecclesiastic, because Sirach chapter 6 verse 7. Because yes, like he just said, many of our people, they'll start blowing us up on Friday morning because they know we're about to get paid. We're going to show what the Bible speaks about this. Go ahead, Op.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
If thou wouldest get a friend,
prove
him first.
Prove him first. Go ahead, keep reading.
And be not hasty to credit him.
So we can't be quick to give someone credit and say, that's my friend, because a lot of our sisters, they be like, yeah, that's my friend, that's my best friend, right? And they only known them for like a couple hours, just because they showed them like they was cool in a couple hours. Go ahead.
For some man is friend for his own occasion.
What did the Bible just say, man?
For some man is a friend for his own occasion.
So many of our people are friends for their own occasion. When they see that they can gain something from you, they pretty much will be right there with you. Like, oh, okay, hey, like you got all the money in the world. Like, they going to be right there with you. Go ahead, Doc.
And will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
So pretty much they'll ask you for everything, but when it comes to your time when you're in need, then they don't want to be there. Bro, I can't help you, man. I'm sorry, man. I ain't. Like, you ask them, like, bro, can I borrow like $10, bro? Like, nah, man, I ain't got it, bro, man. I just paid rent. You know what I'm saying? It's like they'll take everything off of you, but when it comes to you being in need, they can't offer you nothing. Keep reading, Doc.
And there is a friend who, being turned to enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach.
And that friend will turn into enmity, which is he'll become an enemy of yours. So, you know what? You can't help me no more. You know what? Bump you. I've seen this a lot during my lifetime. Like, a lot of people turn on me because I don't have nothing to offer. They can't gain from me anymore. So they'll go ahead and bash my name and talk about me. And we have to always prove a friend, because you never know who you come across in this walk or in the world. That's it on that.
Big con. What I was bringing out, give me Philippians chapter 1 and verse 9. Dealing with this understanding, Israel, is the exploitation going to stop? No, it's not. Our job is I'm going to bring it out through the scripture. Read that out.
This is the book of Philippians, chapter 1 and verse 9. And this I pray, that your love may abound yet more.
Okay.
And more in knowledge.
More in knowledge, read.
And in all judgment.
And in all judgment. I want to bring to Israel understanding that as we continue to build our spirit, we must use what they call discernment of spirit. in the process of help building a nation. It's almost like beating a dead horse. At some point, we have to have a discernment of spirit. Do we give up on our people? But hey, we pray. We pray they repent. We pray they pretty much get it together. But at the same time, this is what we have to understand. More in knowledge and in judgment. Having that discernment of spirit on how to operate. Matthew 10 and 16 speaks about that. Go ahead and get Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 9. Go ahead and give me Matthew 10 and 16. When I first came to the truth, my whole concept, I was thinking about, man, this is talking about the other nation. I know what this is talking about. Christ was talking about the other nation. But guess what? He was talking about our own people as well. Right. Read that right quick, Bo.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. Behold, I send you forward as sheep in the midst of wolves.
Understand, he sent us as sheep. You know anything about raising sheep? Sheep have no type of defense mechanism towards getting attacked. Sheep can't do nothing but holler bad. They can't fight. They can't. I mean, they can try to run, but they have no type of concept of defending themselves. So Christ is saying he sent us among. Read it again.
Behold, I send you forward as sheep in the midst of wolves.
In the midst of wolves. Read.
Be ye therefore wise as serpents.
This is what we have to understand. We have to be wise. Read.
And harmless as doves.
And harmless as doves. So that being said, we have to realize this. As we continue to build and get this understanding now, we have to realize the ones that's doing this, give me Proverbs 10 and 9. The ones that's pretty much being users, being lack of the hands, not actually walking in the spirit, being slothful, they're going to be exposed. But in the process of them being exposed, we can't lose our cool. We can't lose the faith and understanding of how we should be operating. Read that right quick, God.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 10, and verse 9. He that walketh uprightly, walketh surely.
So when you're walking in the right spirit and following the orders of the Most High God, you're not going to live a bigger life. You're not going to actually be exploiting your brother. You're not going to actually be pretty much exploiting your sisters in this walk. Read.
But he that perverteth his ways shall be known.
Shall be what?
Shall be known.
And I'm going to tell you, you see it over and over again. Brothers leave a congregation, they go to another congregation, and it's the same issue. And they keep saying it's the camp. No, it's you. This is what we have to realize. The Most High God said, these things shall be exposed. Give me Luke chapter 8 and verse 17. I know they have a saying where a lot of times people get frustrated, but just like I was saying, you got to wait for it. You don't got to get frustrated. In due time, light will shine in darkness. But a lot of times we lose our cool. Watch this. Read it up.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 8, and verse 17. For nothing is secret.
Okay, for nothing is secret, read.
That shall not be made manifest.
Come on now.
Neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad.
This is the faith and understanding we have to have. This is the from getting upset and frustrated, we have to understand this. If it's not of God, if they're not doing it in the spirit of meekness and wholeheartedly towards the Father, it's going to be exposed. Sisters, y'all probably say, oh, I know she like him, that's why she doing it. Well, she better like the Most High. Because if she doing it for him, it going to come to naught.
That's right.
Brothers, he trying to get right, he trying to get right. Well, if he ain't doing it for the Most High, it gonna come to naught.
That's right.
This is what we have to realize. What kill our frustration, the understanding of the scripture. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. We're gonna go into the last part. Give me the definition of usury now, because this is the foundation. When I first came into the truth, this word was used very flamboyant. It was used in so many different angles where we make sure before we close this class that we want to give you the biblical understanding of usury. Because I'm gonna tell you like this. When you put your foot down and a person that's been slothful and pretty much riding everybody's coattail, and when you start bringing it to them and putting pressure on them, they'll come up to the format of, oh, I think that just I don't think that's right. What you mean, boss? Let's get the definition of usury right quick, and we'll get a little more into this. Read it up.
Usury is the practice of making unethical or immoral monetary loans
Okay.
that unfairly enrich the lender.
Then unfairly rich is the what?
Lender.
Okay.
The term may be used. Oh, that's it.
Okay. Now, going into usury, pretty much. Read that first part again, bro.
It is the practice of making unethical or immoral monetary loans.
Now, we know the foundation of what nations pretty much taught us all about this loan and critic and all this. We understand we have learned a lot in this captivity. This has been done to us over multiple captivities. But finish it.
That unfairly enrich the lender.
That unfairly enrich the lender. That is the format of usury. Now, let's go into Exodus right quick. We're about to come to a close. Give me Exodus chapter 22 and verse 25. Dealing with lending money now. Let's get an understanding of this. Go ahead, Al.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 25. If thou lend money to any of my people,
Notice what he say, of my people, talking about the 12 tribes, read.
that is poor by thee,
Okay.
thou shalt not be to him as a usurer.
As a usurer, that is pretty much is almost like a loan shark. If y'all know anything about a loan shark, they coming.
That's right.
I'm talking about you ain't even got the money all the way in your hand. They already let you know when they need it back, how much interest gonna be on it, if you come late with it. So he said when you loan, you shouldn't be operating like this amongst your people. Read on.
Neither shall thou lay upon him usury.
Okay.
If thou at all take thy neighbor's raiment to
Okay.
pledge, thou shalt deliver it unto him by that the sun goeth
So
down.
if this being that loan shark, if you want to call it, this is where someone loan you something, they take something from, like say, you don't give me, my stuff back. Yeah, I got this. I'm gonna hold this right quick. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hold a couple of these things right quick. So just in case you don't pay me back. The Most High God said we should be operating in that spirit. Now, going into usury, I want to get a further understanding of that, because you'll have a brother or sister that you've been fellowshipping with, building with for months, years, or whatnot. And you'll ask a brother for $10 on gas because you've been picking them up for the last 2 years. And you thought maybe, what is it? You know better, what? You would do better, right?
That's right, that's right.
Israel, I'm going to share with you. Getting $10 on gas is not usury. But guess what? The slothful spirit will throw that extra. Oh, man, he trying to charge me $10 for gas, probably picking you up for the last 2 years. This is not, this is pressure, you want to call it anything. This is not usury. Right. See, now we're going to get a good understanding of this, because that's how people look at that. I'm going to show you something. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 23. Matter of fact, give me Leviticus chapter 25 verse 35. That expounds a little bit more on this usury thing. And the thing about it, the spirit of meekness and understanding is someone helping you while you down and you get on your feet and you choose not to, like I said, when you do help an individual, you should not look for payback. But if a person asks you for $5 or $10, this should not be a fallout of the congregation.
That's right.
And I see this across Israel because things like this happen. But watch this. Read this right quick, guys.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 35.
Okay.
And if thy brother be waxing poor,
Okay.
and falling in decay with thee,
okay, down and out, pretty much read.
Then thou shalt relieve him.
Okay, we should help that brother or sister out, read.
Yeah, though he be a stranger.
Okay.
Or a sojourner,
Uh-huh.
that he may live with thee.
Understand this. Read on.
Take thou no usury of him.
Okay.
Or increase.
And this what Israel to realize. No usury or increase. Now, when you read the understanding of usury, it goes into pretty much gaining for benefit of increase, right? Read it, get that for me again. Finish the precept out.
Take thou no usury of him, or increase, but fear thy God,
Okay.
that thy brother may live with thee. Thou shalt not give him thy money upon usury,
Okay.
nor lend him thy victuals for an increase.
So realize, notice what he say, or lend thy victual for an increase. Now, this is what I want Israel to understand. If I give you $20 and you give me a vow, so you're gonna pay me back $20, am I wrong 8 months later asking for that $20? Am I asking for $50? Now you might need to give me 50, but I ain't gonna ask for it. But my thing is, I'm not wrong for asking for the 20 back that you vowed. Israel fall out because of it.
That's right.
Oh man, you shouldn't even ask me that.
That's right.
Well, nah, what scripture is that? I shouldn't ask for. It say I should ask for the increase. I'm asking for the 20 that you vowed to give me. Israel will fall out. I ain't usually, bro. You gonna try to come at me like that. I'm gonna show you something. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 19. And it seems simple, but when you're not in that right spirit, it'd be some big fallouts because of things of this nature. But watch this. They give you that understanding. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, starting at verse 19. Thou shalt not lend upon usury
Okay.
to thy brother. Usury of money, usury of victuals, usury of anything that is lent upon usury.
So my thing is, when you lend it out, you should be giving. Even though in this wicked kingdom we know how it goes here. They hope we don't pay it back, or they hope we pay it late so they can make that increase. But we shouldn't be operating like that within our nation. But check this out, read on.
Unto a stranger thou mayest lend upon usury.
Hold on, read verse 20 again.
Unto a stranger thou mayest lend upon usury.
So according to the Bible, the other nation, we can lend on that level according to usury. But we should be dealing like that with our own nation. But read on.
But unto thy brother thou shalt not lend upon usury.
Okay.
That the Lord thy God may bless thee in all that thou settest thine hand to do. Settest thy hand to in the land whither thou goest to possess it.
So now, that being said, give me Leviticus chapter 19, verse 13 right now.
Hold on real quick. Read verse 21.
This is the book of Deuteronomy.
Ooh, good.
Chapter 23 and verse 21. When thou shalt vow a vow unto the Lord thy God, thou shalt not slack to pay it.
So what Cap was just saying right now, like pretty much if he wait like until like 8 months down the road and he asks because you vowed to pay it back, because a lot of our people are like, man, say bro, let me borrow $20. I got you back, bro. I'll get you back. But the Most High God say, if thou make a vow, you shall not slack to pay it.
That's right.
That's right.
So when you made that promise to your neighbor, your brethren in the flesh, you shouldn't get upset or be mad at wanting to give it back, because he was willing to give it out to you to help you, because he didn't have to, but he did that, and you made that promise. And I can understand if you didn't make the promise, but you made the promise, so you got to give back what you received.
That's right.
Go ahead.
I just want to say this because it's true. Money always becomes stanky and funky when you want it back. Oh, he want that little funky $20, man. It wasn't funky when I gave it to you, but it's funky now. That tripped me out, man. That's like a dagger. That little old funky $20. I wouldn't even worry about 20. But go ahead.
Keep reading that. Keep reading on down.
For the Lord thy God will surely require of thee.
So the Most High God he's gonna call your name on it. Go ahead.
And it would be sin.
What?
And it would be sin in thee.
And it will be considered sin in the Most High God's eyes if you don't do it or have an issue with it or call it funky or stanky.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
Hey, give me Psalm 37 and 21. But I left some meat on that, boy. I'm going to clean these glasses. I don't know. Well, I'm glad you caught that, boy. I left some meat on the bone, boy. God. And this is just what we're going through the scripture, because Israel, like I said, they get upset about these things. But, you know, this is according to the scriptures. Watch this.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 21. The wicked borrow.
The wicked what?
The wicked borrow.
Read.
And pay it not again.
Read that again. And what?
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 21. The wicked borrow and pay it not again.
Read on.
But the righteous showeth mercy and giveth.
All praises. This what hey, Cap ain't calling you wicked. Well, I'm just saying that's what the Bible say. The wicked borrower don't pay back.
That's right.
I can't make this up. Proverbs 3, chapter 3, verse 27. And see, these are things that sometimes you can be blocking your blessing and don't know it.
That's right.
I told my wife the other day, I owed a man a little money on a little car thing he did for my car. Now, roughly speaking, he showed me a price, but when I got there, he gave me a different price. They're about $230 more than the price. Yeah. And I think he was Issachar too, I think. I want him to be a Spaniard though, but I think he was Issachar. And he told me, he said, well, I said, man, I don't got that on me. And he said, well, just, you know, when you get it, and just call me, and I'll come get the money. So I rolled it with my wife, and I tell my wife, I said, I don't think that dude know where I stay. And she said, what you talking about? You know, this is the flesh. I fought the flesh with the spirit, though. And I said, you know what? I really don't got to pay him back this money. I just gave him, he shouldn't have done me like that. I started making up stuff. He showed me this price. I get there at that price. I said, man, I'm driving the truck right now. So really, it was a done deal. And like I said, my wife gave me that look, and the spirit fell upon me. And I went to the ATM, and I called the brother and paid him what he does do, because at the same time, it say the wicked don't pay back. And I ain't trying to be the wicked, man. So I hope somebody learns something from that. You might call somebody after Shabbat and go pay them what you owe. Well, go ahead and read that up.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, starting at verse 27. Withhold not good from them to whom it is due.
Ooh, that precept popped up in my head too. Read on.
When it is in the power of thine hand to do it.
Notice what he say. Don't hold back what you owe a person. When you got the money, it's there. That's right. Now that's evil. You got it. You owe $40. You got $600 in your pocket. You ain't giving up nothing. Read on up.
Say not unto thy neighbor, go and come again.
Man, I'll pay you back. I'm gonna pay you Monday, bro. It's Friday. You standing in the line to cash your check. I'm gonna pay you Monday. Read that part again up.
Say not unto thy neighbor, go and come again.
Read on.
And tomorrow I will give, when thou hast it by thee.
When you have it on you, you choose not to do this. Read on.
Devise not evil against thy neighbor.
Okay.
Seeing he dwelleth securely by thee.
Come on now.
Strive not with a man without cause.
Because guess what? As you operate in that bad spirit, you're going to start beef with the dude. Say, man, don't keep calling me, man. Oh, I told you to call me. Oh, well, call me tomorrow, dude. Read that again up.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, and verse 30. Strive not with a man without cause.
You're going to try to fall out with him so you don't got to pay him. Read on.
If he have done thee no harm.
Ain't done no harm, man. You're trying to get what's due to him. Get to cut your yard, but don't pay the man. This what Israel deal with, man. Give me Romans chapter 13. Boy, give me Romans 13 and 7. Aaron, give me Mark chapter 12 and verse 17. Because I want to show you something. Even dealing with this captivity, Yahweh understood the format of everything. And when you go into the book of Romans chapter 3, when it talked about the powers that are ordained over God, if we were to fight against that, we fight against the Most High God. I want to talk about the understanding of taxes and so forth. How did Yahweh deal with them? And how did the scribes and Pharisees who was looking at him when he was addressing these things? I'm going to say more so the prophets and the disciples at this time. Boys, read what you got right quick.
Romans chapter 13, verse 7.
Hold that. Aaron, read what you have.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 12 and verse 17. And Jesus answering said unto them,
Okay.
Render to Caesar.
Render to who?
Render to Caesar.
Because when you look at what goes on now, the Caesar now is the government. Read.
The things that are Caesar.
The things that are Caesar. Read.
And to God the things that are God's.
And the things that belong to the Most High Yah, we're supposed to deliver to Him. So notice how Christ was speaking. And finish it up. Read on.
And they marveled at him.
And they what?
And they marveled at him.
Because guess what? Christ was walking in the Spirit.
Right.
He said, "Give what the government know what you owe in taxes, give it to Caesar. What you owe for the Most High, give to him." Right. I guess they was hoping, saying, "Man, Christ gonna tell us screw them, man. I don't gotta pay Caesar." But Yahweh understood the format of the order, so he told them, "Render to Caesar what belongs to him, and what belongs to the Most High, render to the Most High." We're gonna close out with both Romans 13 and verse 7 and verse 8. Go ahead, Bo.
Romans chapter 13, verse 7. Render therefore to all their dues.
Okay.
Tribute to whom tribute is due. Custom to whom custom, fear to whom fear.
Okay.
Honor to whom honor. Owe no man anything.
Hold on, what the Bible say?
Owe no man anything.
Come on now.
But to love one another. For he that loveth another had fulfilled the law.
And Israel, on that, we're going to say, shalom.
The children struggled together.
Hold on, I want to get Matthew 22 and verse
Tosh money.
Matthew 22, verse 29.
Ye
do err,
Understand?
Not knowing the scriptures.
Knowing the scripture,
nor the power of God.
nor the power of God. He's coming back like a thief in the night, man. Your beer, your barbecues, and your blood is not going to save you.